Hi Cancer, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. To start out, going to do a pre-shuffled oracle card from the True Love Oracle. You get reparent yourself. And the quick summary is free yourself from the past so you are more able to give and receive love in the present. Bigger picture is saying that childhood wounds are not always about explicit abuse. It could just be your child self didn't understand when your parent had to be in the hospital on your birthday, or a sibling rivalry or something like that. But now is the time to get in touch with your inner child and to become the parent now to yourself that you wished you'd had then. So that's an interesting way to start. If you can hear music in the background, I'm not sure if you can. The power went out earlier, and then all of my housemates left, and now the power is back on. And with it, the radios came on. It reminds me of being one of the few people who stayed on campus during spring break in undergrad, and not everyone turned their alarms off. So I was thinking I'm gonna have a nice long sleep in, and then 6 a.m. the entire dormitory goes off and continues going off for the next 2 hours. So that was fun. Anyways, Cancer, here I am, here you are. Let's get started in your Celtic cross reading. 9 of Swords. Current situation, you're stuck in your head. Okay, very straightforward. I don't know what it's about, but you're anxious about it. Crossing position, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so now we know exactly what it's about. You're stuck in your head about a Queen of Pentacles. Influencing energy is the Tower. Relevant past, Page of Wands. Exiting energy, Knight of Cups. And the immediate future is 6 of Wands. Okay. Normally I go a little bit slower than that. We still have 4 cards to go. But there's just a lot of immediate energy, and I wanted to get a little bit more on the table. Okay, you're in your head about a Queen of Wands. You might be in the midst of a tower, sudden change, chaos, revelations, upheaval. That could have been, you could be dealing with the aftermath, or you could be in the middle of it. I think you are in the aftermath. The dust is still settling though. In your past, you might have been Page of Wands, rushing in, rushing out, very free-spirited, enthusiastic. Reverse roles as you see fit. What I'm getting right now is the Cancer showing up both as a page and as a knight, trying to woo a queen. So Cancer needing to step up. The Knight of Cups is very charming, brings in messages of love, but again, a Knight of Cups. But in your immediate future, I do see success, victory, recognition. And we see a tower. So you're going to rebuild whatever has fallen. It might not seem that way now. But yeah, these actually match. This is the same tower, I think. Yes, this is exactly the same tower. So you are going to rebuild on a stronger foundation. That's interesting. A lot of times when we rebuild something different. What I'm seeing here, Cancer, is that you like the potential, but you recognize, or were forced to recognize, that what it was built on was not solid. And so you are taking steps to rebuild it, but at the same time, stuck in your head, maybe for the reasons that I just said. If I'm going to rebuild, why don't I rebuild something different? Getting having trouble with my words. What am I feeling, and how do I say it? It's like okay. All of your anxiety is your wounded child. Normally I like to call this little guy George, based on a show that I think is called Evil, a little demon. But in this case, I think this little demon is your wounded child. And that's why we have reparent yourself showing up. Because your inner child is causing chaos right now. Because it's hurt, because it's wounded. And it's acting in the only way that it knows how to. In your strengths, Cancer, we get the Hanged Man. Interesting. In your environment is the Fool. Hopes and fears, Two of Swords. And the outcome is the Sun. Yeah, this reading, I'm definitely feeling the need to get like the big picture energy before I can get into the nitty gritty. Underneath the deck, influencing everything, is the Two of Wands. Planning, waiting, traveling. Could be two paths, two or more paths. And then interesting to have in your hopes and fears the Two of Swords, which is also being at a crossroads. Where while the Two of Wands is about planning, the Two of Swords can be about indecision. So being unable to choose a path. For water signs today, interestingly, I've been reading the Hanged Man. This showed up for Pisces in their challenged position, and it's showing up in your strengths. For both of you, I'm reading it as not pausing, but as letting go. And you're telling me that your strength is to let go. You are willing to make temporary sacrifices now for greater good. And you're very much needing freedom, needing a new beginning. But you haven't decided what that looks like, what the path you're going to take to get there is, but you do have the outcome in sight. You could be dealing with a fire sign, or just somebody who represents to you joy and light, happiness, vitality, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles, earth sign, and this could just be your own inner vitality. Finding that old childlike enthusiasm. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Sun has the little kid, the little baby, riding the horse. So very much about the inner child, awakening and healing the inner child. Okay. Let's go ahead and start clarifying. Why is the Nine of Swords here in Cancer's current situation? Why is Cancer stuck in their head about a Queen of Pentacles? Six of Cups, because it's somebody that you feel a deep soul connection with. However, meeting them might have instigated a cycle to end and a new one to begin. And that happened in the form of a tower. So it wasn't an easy transition, let's say. Okay. This one feels so far pretty straightforward-ish. Queen of Coins. Why is the Queen of Coins here? Someone very nurturing, supportive, someone who cultivates abundance. That's how you view them. Why is the Queen of Coins here? Seven of Pentacles. King of Cups. Okay. Ooh, Devil. Devil at the bottom, and underneath the Devil is the Sun. Ace of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Cancer. So at the beginning I said you're showing up as a page and a knight trying to woo a queen. You are trying to show up as a King of Cups. You're aware of that. But it might be a little bit of a struggle. Right? The crab has his shell, his walls up. Or Cancer might be not your dominant placement. You view the Queen of Pentacles as somebody that you want to put effort into. You want to show up as the King of Cups, emotionally mature, available, a strong offer of love. But then we have the Devil. So it could be toxic habits preventing you. And toxic habits could be just not habits that you have had since childhood. Habits that were created by a child who was wounded and was doing their best to survive. Old patterns, old habits, those are getting in the way of you. You obviously have the potential to be the King of Cups. Accepting that, not only accepting that, but being vulnerable enough to present that to another person is a different story. Influencing energy is the Tower, which is clarified by Five of Swords and Page of Cups. 10 of Swords. Severance and an ending. With your strength, you say being to let go. I'm just thinking of Pisces. They said their strength was to hold on to something that wasn't meant for them anymore, and you're saying that your strength is to let go of something that is meant for you. Okay, so severance. Oof. An offer of love rejected caused a tower. Now, did you make the offer or did the Queen of Coins? Page of Cups. This, whatever it was, it felt like too much. You felt like it was in everyone's best interest to cut it off, kind of like working smarter, not harder. But now you're showing that you at least have some desire to work hard, because Seven of Pentacles is putting in the labor, the hard labor and work necessary to reap the harvest. The influencing energy, I mean, the Tower is chaos, and I'm definitely feeling that chaotic energy. It's like you have the curiosity, you have the desire to show up as the King of Cups, currently showing up as the Page of Cups. Trying to navigate chaos. I will say, with the Nine of Swords being your current situation, most of this is in your mind. This chaotic energy is coming from you, Cancer. Relevant past, Page of Wands. You can reverse roles as desired, as it feels correct to you. What I'm getting is someone generating a lot of confusion. And I think that's why the Five of Swords is here, because it's easier to just sever the connection. It feels easier to sever the connection than it does to deal with what's coming up. But it's not that easy to sever this kind of connection. A connection that might have gone several lifetimes. Taking the short view, it's not working out. Page of Wands, clarified by Seven of Wands. Six of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. In the relevant past, I sense a lot of confusion as well. It's like wanting to be a free spirit, maybe being a little bit defensive about that, while also engaged with this Queen of Coins in some kind of energetic exchange, giving and receiving, back and forth. That all of that became very burdensome. Okay, we started out pretty straightforward, but as we're going forward, it's getting, I find myself getting mired in the confusion, because there's like two energies of wanting and of repelling. Knight of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands and Six of Swords with 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Oh, This is getting harder and harder the further we go. Okay. Nine of Wands, wounded warrior, wounded inner child. If you, in the past, you were really being influenced by the wounded child version of yourself, showing up as a page, showing up as a knight. The legacy left to you by your childhood. I think you are dealing with that. To have 6 of Swords showing up. Dealing with that emotional baggage. Recognizing to some extent what's needed. And the immediate future is the 6 of Wands. Why is the 6 of Wands here? So I'm a little concerned because it's like, are you moving on to calmer waters? Are you dealing with the baggage? Or are you telling yourself you're doing that? Why is the 6 of Wands here? See if we can get some clarity. The Hanged Man, that's in your strengths, that's in your immediate future. The Sun showing up again in your immediate future. It's so interesting to me how very similar but opposite yours and Pisces readings are. They had the 9 of Swords in their immediate future and the 9 of Swords in their outcome. You have the Sun in your immediate future and the Sun in your outcome. And then the Tower, clarifying all of this with Judgment beneath it. I think there's still a part of you that wants to let go. But you're trying to do it thoughtfully. You are trying to pause. And as you reparent yourself, you will gain more clarity on what it is that you want. And how you want to rebuild the tower, if you want to rebuild the tower. With rebirth, using discernment. Why is the Hanged Man here in Cancer's strengths? Five of Cups, Ace of Swords, 8 of Cups. Yeah, kind of getting the feeling that Cancer's not your major placement, just because the Cups cards that we have showing up, the emotions that we have showing up are not, we have a struggle to embrace and share the King of Cups. We have 5 of Cups clarifying your strengths at odds with Ace of Swords, which is very logic driven, truth. Whose truth? Your wounded child's truth or your higher self's truth? And then again, I'm seeing this Five of Cups is clarifying that Hanged Man's sometimes temporary sacrifices. But when you show that as a strength, it can also slide into martyrdom. One temporary sacrifice after another, after another, after another becomes a permanent sacrifice. In the environment, we have the Fool. Why is the Fool here for Cancer? You want a new beginning, but you also want freedom. We get the Queen of Pentacles in your environment. Three of Wands in your environment. Eight of Pentacles. It's like, the Queen of Pentacles is on your mind. There's no escaping that. And you are trying to figure out, can you make it work? You see a lot of obstacles in your way. And I think that's why we have the Two of Swords and decision. Because you're focused on the obstacles. For whatever reason. And I would say again, it's probably old patterns. It's like your wounded inner child is getting in your way. Getting in the way of the sun, getting in the way of the happiness. You must be working on it though, because we have that showing up as your outcome. Why is the Two of Swords here? Why is the Two of Swords here for Cancer? Lovers just did pop out, but I don't take flyers. That one wanted me to see it though. Hopes and fears. Six of Wands. Wanting to rise above and have success. The Hermit. Are you meant to be a hermit forever? Alone, in isolation and contemplation. Queen of Wands. Clarifying. At the bottom of the deck. Six of Wands is in isolation. Sorry. Six of Wands is public success. The Hermit is in isolation. Generally speaking, we would say it's like a healthy contemplative isolation, but when it's showing up under your hopes and fears, it can take on a different flavor. And then the Queen of Wands, I'm mostly drawn here to the imagery of being really protective of the eggs. She'll but snap at you. I don't know. What's the strike you if you go after her eggs? You're very protective of your wounds, your wounded child. And you might be a little bit afraid of healing, because that means that your perspective changes, both your perspective looking back into the past, looking at your past through new lenses, and also how you view your future. Maybe a bit of a fear too that it cannot be healed. What's done is done. But healing is always possible. In the outcome, we have the Sun. Joy, light, happiness, vitality. Oh yeah, sloppy shuffling. Why is the Sun here? Ace of Wands, passionate, new potential. 3 of Pentacles, collaborating, building possibly this tower with somebody now that it's fallen. And then the Knight of Pentacles. All of this is going to take some time. Not surprising. This is a really big change, a foundational change, like the foundation of your soul changing. What did it say? Free yourself from the past so you are more able to give and receive love in the present. That's what that said. That takes time. Freeing yourself from the past takes time. And so we do have it slowly, but surely happening. And underneath that, I do see the 3 of Swords and the Knight of Cups. So it's going to be an emotional process. It's going to require your vulnerability. It's going to require that you actually look at past wounds. Where have they come from? I don't think that's past wounds with the Queen of Pentacles. I think it's past wounds, childhood wounds. The good thing about the Knight of Pentacles is that he's a very diligent knight, and he does get the job done eventually. And we do see, I don't think it's going to take that much longer. It seems like you've been in this process for a little while, and to have 6 of Wands and the Sun in your immediate future. You're almost there. Okay. 3 cards and a bottom card, advice from the universe, and then I'll choose one final oracle card. Okay, what advice do you have for Cancer? What advice do you have for Cancer? The Hanged Man. The Page of Wands. The Hierophant. And the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles can be holding on, being possessive, being insecure, being conservative. Hierophant can also be like holding on, very rigid. It's about belief systems. Embrace this free-spirited curiosity and explore your rigid belief systems from the past. See if you can explore other sides of your strengths. The Hanged Man is about letting go. It's also about new perspectives, pausing, surrendering, contemplation, being okay with uncertainty. All right. One final card. Final for Cancer. Final card for Cancer, please. This is the Woodland Wardens deck by Jessica Rue. The Lizard and Pitcher Plant, Stagnation. Too much rigidity can lead to stagnation. Okay, card number 12. The carnivorous pitcher plant traps its prey within its leaves. The lizard, which may occasionally find itself ensnared in a pitcher plant's trap, has come to represent death and resurrection, as it possesses the unique ability to drop its tail when stuck. A new tail can grow in the old one's place, though it is never quite the same as the original. You may be feeling stuck, frozen in place, or without an escape. Reflect on the lizard's ability to shed and regrow its tail. There may be things in your life you can leave behind, making way for new growth. And I invite you to reflect on this question, Cancer. What could I drop in order to feel like I am moving forward again? If that resonates with you, please leave it in the comments. If not, please check out your other placements. You might find something for you there. And hopefully I'll see you next time.